Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to a special Friday patch notes review because the spring cleaning update just hit us, and we didn't get to cover it on Thursday because they have decided to release all their patches on Thursdays now, which is awful inconvenient for us, but you know, oh well. So, I am joined by Proud. Hello, Proud.
Hey.
And also B-Dub. Hello,
Hello.
B-Dub. So we got the whole crew on this lovely patch notes because we got plenty of smaller stuff to talk about. The balance patch was not super huge. Like we had a bunch of changes, but nothing like groundbreaking, nothing too wild. So this won't be a 7-hour patch notes review, I hope. And then a lot of quality of life changes, and those are the important ones, really, as far as I'm concerned. As much as I like my balance changes, it's nice to have a it's nice to have a functioning profile page. So, where do we want to start, guys? Do we just want to go straight through the quality of life stuff? Quality of life stuff first.
Top down.
Yeah, sure.
All right, top down. So, first off, they changed your player profiles. Everybody was complaining about the player profiles because they gave you a bunch of useless information before. Now they give you a lot more information, some of which is still useless, but it looks way better. I'm thrilled with the change. So, how about you guys?
I think it looks real good. I'm a big fan.
Not a huge fan, honestly.
Really? Why?
Yeah. The background thing kind of sucks because no background has its interesting part of it at the top and bottom.
Yeah.
And the information that like we didn't want people to get, does that still work?
What do you
Let's
mean?
see. Because what was shitty was every so often, like, you would have a pentagon that, you know, didn't look the way someone wanted to, so they would tell you that you couldn't have a position. And it looks like it's like not showing up, but the numbers are still there if you mouse over it. So I think it's just a graphical error for now, but that information is still there. And it's just really fucking small now. Like, everything is tiny as fuck.
I that's fair. I didn't think about that, actually. I was thinking more that...
Like, 27 trophies? What the I don't care about any of this shit.
Yeah.
All hero challenge? Why do I want to know your progress on the all hero challenge?
Yeah. No, I agree that it's a lot of useless stuff. Like
your battle pass levels? What the fuck?
The user feed still doesn't show anything useful either. Like mine says I snatched an Aegis and then I got a gift. And that's the only two things. Like, I feel like there's just a lot of wasted space. When I initially saw this, I thought it was going to be customizable in that you could be like, oh, I want to show my most successful heroes, or I want to show my most played heroes, or I want to show X, Y, and Z. But it turns out that's not the case.
And the most successful heroes thing also sucks because it's telling me that, like, my best heroes are Abaddon and Magnus.
Yeah.
Which is not true. It's just because I played them for one brief stint, won a lot, and then stopped. Well, I played Magnus for a while. Anyway, point being that this is, not only is it useless information, it's just inaccurate.
Yeah, I feel like my initial very positive experience with it was that I'm excited that I get to show off some heroes because I like the hero feature thing. But now that you're going to point those out, that does make a lot of sense. There is a lot of, like... I just worthless stuff and inaccurate.
Look at all the unused space on
also.
this. Like, there's just empty space to show the ends of a fucking wallpaper.
What do you mean?
Like,
oh yeah,
look at the like there's like empty space on the left side that's just blurry. The right side is just a ton of space to show a hero or whatever. And then
the icon's way bigger.
Yeah, that's something. And then the top and bottom are like they scrunched everything in just so that we could quote unquote have backgrounds, but all I'm seeing is like the top of Necrophos' hood.
Yeah, I suppose. That's good. What do you think, B? Especially because you're like the graphic designer, so you got the you're the professional opinion right here.
So I quite like it. But I do agree that it depends on what background you choose. You kind of have to be quite selective. So like if there's an amazing background that looks really good, like in full, it might look really shit, just kind of mostly covered over. So you kind of have to like be kind of selective with that. I don't know. I kind of like the way it looks. I feel like before the player profiles looked really empty, like, and I don't know. At least there's kind of more stuff going on in it, but more stuff isn't always better. I initially really like it, but that might change.
Yeah, I think I like it mostly just because I hated the old ones so much, and even though this is not good, I think it's definitely better. Yeah, I'm apprehensively content, and I feel like with this they can add a lot to it, whereas with the old setup there was really no like ability for them to like improve it.
Yeah,
Whereas this, I could see like in the next patch them saying like, all right, now you have like a selection of like different widgets you can put on there so you can show whatever you want to show, or you know, yada yada yada.
Yeah, it's definitely more modular now, so like it could be improved. But as it stands, I mean, the older ones, I don't know. It's just a change, and I don't give a shit, and it sucks. I hate it.
Okay, all right. So let's move on from that. What are your guys' featured heroes? That's the real question. Because that's the only important thing on this in this whole change.
Mine is Skywrath, Vengeful Spirit, and PA.
In that order?
Yeah.
Proud?
Lone Druid, Monkey Man, Jugger Bean.
And I have Lena, Invoker, Rubik. My only disappointment with the featured heroes thing is, like, with the old featured heroes, it would show the cosmetic if you moused over the hero, but now it doesn't. So, like, yeah,
it just
sure,
does that for the main hero.
It doesn't do it for the main hero.
Yeah,
Wait,
it does.
What do you mean?
Does it?
Yeah, if you click on it, it changes to what your set is for that guy.
It doesn't. Not for me. I'm clicking on it right now. Nothing changes.
What's wrong with you?
Wait, so what? Wait, what do you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So like
you
when
see on the bottom
when
right,
you click on that, it changes through, and you can see the cosmetics you have for that hero, right? That's what you're saying. It does.
Yeah. I'm saying it does
Yeah,
because
it
it
does that
clearly
on
does
mine.
that. Where are you clicking? Are you looking at the top left or the bottom right, bud?
I'm looking at. There's nothing on the top left or the bottom right.
What?
All right. So on the featured heroes page, right?
What page?
Not page. Sorry, on the featured heroes slot on the right of the profile.
Yes, at the bottom right.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Okay.
There's no buttons.
Just click on the portraits.
Yeah, I'm clicking on the portraits. It shows the different heroes, but it does not show the it does not show the cosmetics like individually. Like you cannot see
inspect someone's individual pieces. No, yeah, it can't do that. Whatever.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, so like if I have my invoker set out, you can't see like, oh, my gloves have these inscriptions on them, or this is the cape. So like I could see somebody and be like, oh, that's a cool set, and I have no clue what it's called or how to get it, because
that's fair.
It's just like, oh, that's just a troll warlord. That's what I was talking about, because with the old one, it would be like you had your displayed items, your 8 displayed items, and then also your featured hero. You could click through, and it would say like, you know, Lena's wearing X, Y, and Z in this thing. Anyway, that's unimportant, but that's my other reaction to it. So they changed a bunch of the ways that it displays information. So now like you have notations for buyback, and then you also, when you're picking a hero, it shows you any patch notes that have changed, which I guess is a patch that a change that they're implementing specifically for this whole 2-week patch thing, because we're gonna have so many changes so frequently. And I think, I mean, that's not really too much to talk about because it's just quality of life stuff. Like your information is displayed more simply.
Yeah, I think it's a good change.
I mean, there's stuff like I don't know. Pretty often, people like after a fight, you ask who bought back, but the fight was so big that like all that information has been pushed off the screen. So I'm pretty sure it'll be at least easier to have that information be communicated to you. It's not just like a buyback is in this sea of like Crystal Maiden deaths. So
that's a good point.
That's good. I like that.
I like that they made so now if you hold all, I haven't played a game yet of this patch, so I'm trying to like
I have. Guess what? Someone picked Lion and he fucking died every 2 seconds.
Oh.
So now you can see if your teammates have TPs if you hold alt, which is handy compared to like just pinging that, oh, I don't have TP constantly. Yeah. And then I don't know. I mean, a bunch of Okay, I'm not even gonna talk about the rest of them. The important thing I think, going through the beginning, is the last hit trainer. This is what I have been toying around with. Proud, you definitely used to use a custom game for last hit practice and stuff like that.
Yes.
I was toying around with this and I really like it. The only problem I have with the last hit trainer is that there's no customization.
It doesn't accurately simulate last hitting in any way.
Yeah, it makes it like overly difficult for no reason.
Basically. Yeah, it's like doing the Shadow Fiend challenge, aka the Kobold challenge. Like, what's the why?
Yeah, I want some customization. Like, because there's no situation where I'm playing Quap and I'm going to have 49 damage. Every time I play Quap, I'm going to have a null or a null and 3 branches or a null and 2 fairy. Like, there's some combination of other things. So that kind of annoyed me at first. That being said, as like just a nice little tool, it is handy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it's there. I mean, it wouldn't be difficult for them. I mean, in the demo mode, they could just do, like, let your heroes be set up like it is in the demo mode and just have a checkbox for whether or not you're allowed to level up or not.
Yeah, it's like, so they added, so when you go into the training thing, there's like a rating you get at the end of this 3-minute period, and it says like, you know, you got X amount of last hits, therefore you got a gold or a silver or bronze or platinum, I think, is if you get every single last hit and every single deny. But so I guess because there's that challenge aspect, that's why they don't want you to like make it easier. That being said, who cares about a challenge? People are not doing this because they want to be challenged. They're doing this to practice.
A fucking if statement that says if you buy items or whatever, challenge is fucking disabled.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, that would be nice, because it was, when I clicked into it, I was playing Lena and I was like, why do I have 52 damage and I can't cast spells? Like, it's integral to the last hitting experience for certain heroes to be casting spells. Like, that's just how you...
I'm not going to play Phantom Assassin, have no items, and also not use Dagger when I'm last hitting. This is not going to happen.
Yeah. And my only other minor gripe is that there's no enemy heroes on the map, so you cannot mess with creep equilibrium. So
that's another good point.
It, like, I was... just for the sake of it, I was trying to like get platinum and I couldn't, because I was like, I'd be put in weird situations where I was like, in a real game, I would just A-click my enemy, like, or an enemy in any lane and reset the creeps and then we'd be fine. But because I can't do that, there's no possible way for me to recover bad equilibrium. So it's just like, oh, okay, I guess I lose now and I can't get platinum.
Yeah, so, I'm glad we can poke holes in all of the things that everyone's excited about.
Yeah. But it is good though. I wish.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm glad it's there, and it's obviously going to get improved, but I'm voicing what needs to be improved. So Ice for Arc clearly listens to our podcast because they gave Lena 3 int and followed every one of my predictions on the Ember Spirit fucking spell amplification changes. I was on the fucking dot. So, I mean, here's what you need to do. So, you're welcome.
Yeah. Well, if we're going to continue listing minor gripes, I'm watching the passive animation for the range creep that if you're in the client and you go to the learn page and go to the training page, he's supposed to have like a stone hat, but it like wiggles around like as though it's clearly not stone.
Oh yeah, it's like rubber.
Yeah, that's bizarre looking. Anyway, God, we're like looking the gift horse in the mouth and then just like punching it repeatedly. B, how do you like the last hit trainer? Do you think you're gonna like actually make use of it?
Probably. Well, I don't know. Like, I like being able to have items, so maybe not. Because I use a custom game as well, so I might just carry on using that. It's good that they're trying it. I mean, it looks nicer than the custom game, so that's nice. But yeah, I don't know. It's good that you can It's good that they're making an effort, right? To like, because I don't think a lot of people will look
just
for.
Do
yeah,
things.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think a lot of people would actively maybe look for a last hit practice in maybe a custom game, but if it's there, then maybe people will go, oh, maybe I can try.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall it's okay.
Yeah, well,
you can kind of take it or leave it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like it, you can just ignore it. The nice thing about it is that you can do it while you're in queue for real games, whereas you could not do that with a custom game.
Yeah, that's true.
You could do that with demo mode though.
Yeah,
demo mode is still like better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Demo mode is quite good. All right. So let's see. I'm just scrolling down the rest. Let's get to the community based stuff. So nowadays there are the potential to get a 6-month matchmaking ban. They have not, obviously, I mean, they have not made this very specific. They're not like, oh, if you get X amount of reports, you're gonna receive a ban. But the idea that in some way there is a potential ability for you to get banned from matchmaking for 6 months. What do you guys think about it? Do you think it's enough?
Cool.
Not enough?
I like this a lot. I think it's enough. I think 6 months is. I don't know whether I maybe think it's maybe a little too long. I'm not sure. I don't know. When I first saw it, I was excited because obviously we all know people can be real horrible, and so maybe people won't be as bad if they're worried about a 6-month ban. But you do kind of wonder whether if someone got one unfairly, maybe, then they're kind of stuck out the game for 6 months. I'm not sure.
I think it has to be like, I mean, it's not just like instead of low priority, now you get 6-month bans. It's like if you are a repeated offender so much that you've probably built up 6 months of low priority across the game anyways, then you're just out for 6 months. I think it's good. I mean, someone's going to get it and then complain that it's unfair, and then someone's going to post their fucking word cloud on whatever Dota website, and it's just going to be like fucking every profanity and like slur that you can imagine.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see this. It's funny because I kind of made you guys make objective like yes or no decisions, but I'm going to say I think it's the safest bet is to wait like a few weeks and see from places like Dota 2 who is actually getting banned, because I can easily see this going one of two ways, where it's either too many people are getting banned, so then they're going to revamp the system and it's not going to work, or too few people are getting banned and then it's basically pointless because you're never running into these people anyway. I think like in a few weeks, once like we see the Reddit threads of some, like Proud was saying, some dude that's like, oh man, like a ban is so unfair, my KDA is always so good, or whatever. That'll be cool. The other, of course, thing with this is that since it's a free game, people can just remake accounts or make
but
like,
you can't link a phone number. I mean, you have to get another phone number if you want to play ranked, and you have to like do all this shit to get in. So I mean, maybe unranked just gets even fucking worse.
Yeah. It's funny they did not mention anything about changing any algorithms other than the language-based matchmaking thing. So unranked still appears like it's going to be a freaking mess. So we'll see about that. So the other thing, of course, is language-based matchmaking. They said community, let's see, to help improve the lines of communication, your selected language is now a much greater factor when determining matchmaking. The issue everybody's raised with this so far is that you cannot report people, not that I think you should, but you cannot report people for not speaking your language if they choose to select a language they do not speak for queuing purposes. And then B, people are going to complain because they're going to be like, oh man, my queues take too long, if that does negatively affect queue times. I could care less about this, honestly. I really don't have any problems with people not speaking English in my pubs. I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's just confirmation bias, but it really doesn't bother me at all.
The people we played with yesterday, I don't know whether or not they could speak English.
They certainly weren't.
Yeah, they certainly weren't, and that was definitely a large part of us not being able to accomplish anything that game. So
yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't think it's worth like, or that should be like reported or whatever. Like, if someone can't speak a language, like, what are you gonna do? Like, kill? Like, you can't fucking do anything about it. That's just how it is. But I mean, it does make your game lower quality in general.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I was thinking as well, like, couldn't someone just select, can you select multiple languages when you choose?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if someone couldn't speak English and they knew English queues had, like quicker matchmaking, couldn't they just select English anyway?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm kind of like, I'm not really sure whether it'll make that much of a difference. I don't know. We'll see.
I think this is mostly for like if someone, like if I don't speak English in general, I don't want to play a game with English speakers. So this will so if I do this, or rather this change will make it so, I wait 30 extra seconds, but I get an actual game where I can communicate in my team-based like fucking tactical game.
Yeah.
So I think, it's only good, I feel like.
Yeah, I definitely can't complain. I think one of the interesting facets of this that a lot of people ignore with these kind of matchmaking is that you're not necessarily going to have longer queue times in solo queue, because it's just going to match 5 Spanish speakers. Like, let's say you're in NA. One team will be 5 Spanish speakers and one team will be 5 English speakers, instead of one team being 3 English speakers and 2 Spanish speakers and another team being 3 Spanish speakers and 2 English. So you probably won't have any increased queue times. It's just going to group people a bit more.
I was already doing that.
Yeah, but
I haven't had anyone in solo queue that didn't speak English for a long fucking time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really don't have any problems with this, but apparently people do. So
yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So like you said, it's all good. Bunch of custom game stuff. Honestly, I don't care about this. I don't play any custom games. Do either of you have any opinions on this?
I mean, giving them servers, cool. I mean, it's only good stuff. Like, if all the issues with regular Dota matchmaking haven't been addressed at all for custom games, and now they are. Like, people hitting decline or whatever, waiting or fucking shit up. So that's good.
Yep. A few other little display things. Your teleports are color coded now. You can filter your active friends. Minimap neutral camps have difficulty icons, which is, I guess, a nice quality of life change if you're new to the game.
I don't like the way it looks at all, honestly.
Yeah, I hate it. They look too similar.
They're tall as shit.
Oh, well, that's
fair. The hard camp is just fucking big. Like, look at that.
It's like almost the size of a player icon.
I mean, I was just about to say, like, I think it's okay. At least they're not that big, but
it's the little log cabin.
I literally, the first time I looked at this, I could not tell. I didn't even realize they were different. I thought they were just all the same. And then I was like, oh, if I look closely, there's multiple triangles stacked on top of each other.
It looks like the kind of glow around it. It makes the like the outline of each triangle kind of look kind of fuzzy, so it's more difficult to tell.
Yeah.
That kind of glowy thing. I'm not.
Definitely makes me less interested in playing Dota 2.
It's just kind of like map clutter. I don't know. Like, look, it's just a bit much. I don't know, because like if you look in the jungle, there's like, okay, so now there's all these little triangles, and there's also shrines, there's also wards, there's also like, there's just a lot of like little information that can
I know there are camps
there.
Like, I know that.
Yeah, which is one of those things where like if you hold Alt, you know how some information comes up.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if that was the case.
Yeah, because they don't add, like, you don't need to see them all the time, do you? It's only in very specific situations where you might go, oh, I wonder what kind of difficulty this camp is.
Yeah, I mean, the only situation is like if you're in your first 100 games, I guess. I don't know.
And if
or
that's
like
the
right
case,
after a patch when they make changes, so that's when it's useful also.
If that's the case, you probably aren't going to understand these icons that all look very similar.
Yeah.
Like, they pull the small camp. Which one is that? The one with one triangle.
Yeah,
what the fuck does that mean?
Do a pull through of 1 triangle to 3 triangle, please. I can't pull the 3 triangle. Oh man. All right. Visual tower damage. That's the only other user interface thing that's notable that they plug. Ooh. That's handy. But whatever.
Ready check is great.
Yes, that's another big one. That's super handy, especially when people have themselves muted in Discord and whatnot.
Yeah, that'll be really
and you're like, is everyone here? Then one person just like doesn't want to hit their microphone.
Yep. And then, I'm just trying to skim these. A lot of like small things. Anyone in a party can invite other players to the party. People get notified if they get commended by you. That's handy.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything as I skim through these.
Oh, ability icons now show a progress overlay for cast points once the button is pressed. That is very cool.
Huh.
So, like, like you get the like cooldown kind of circle thing, like the circle or rather it goes in a, like rotation or revolution, whatever the fuck. I'm trying to think of words and it's not working out. Like an icon slowly like uncovers itself once it's off cooldown. It'll like do the same thing for casting it. So like as soon as you press Venge swap button, it'll be like whoop, and then it'll just do that circle real quick around your icon. Yeah,
that's cool.
So it's like like the animation of a cooldown happening across like when you use a skill. That's very cool.
They fixed a bunch of the coach stuff too, which is real handy. That was super annoying.
Yeah, coaching fucking sucked.
Yeah, so that's hopefully fixed. And just a lot of other little bug fixes. And now you can do more stuff while you're dead. Like you can disassemble and reassemble items and stuff like that. Nice little quality of life change.
Anything else in the air?
Nope. Just a lot of bug fixes. There's like, yeah, just a lot
Any
of bug
important
fixes.
ones? My thing closed, so I have to like re-scroll through fucking everything.
Not really.
Are the talents now showing tooltips by pressing Alt? Does that mean talents get explained?
Yes. I'm gonna just say that with absolutely no idea.
You are so fucking worthless, honestly.
I'm clicking.
Like,
I'm in Dota Client right now. I'm testing it out.
Okay, that's different than saying you're not going to do that.
Well, I didn't say I was not going to do that. I just gave a random answer. So.
How's it work? How's it going?
It does nothing. Oh, I'm holding Alt like there's no. Maybe it's because I'm playing Tidehunter.
Do you have talents?
Hero. What hero has like really weird talents?
I'm doing Tiny right now. I don't know, dude. If I knew that, I would have done it. Let's see. Great. If I hold Alt, okay, yeah. If you hold Alt and then mouse over your talents, it tells you what to do. Like toss requires no target. On the left side of it, it now says toss can target the ground as well as enemy units. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I guess it's only for like complicated. It's only for certain talents.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not going to give you a tooltip for plus 30 damage. Like this talent improves the damage of your hero by 30. Like, yeah. Okay, we don't need that.
Yep. Bots are a little better.
Wait, boots of travel or robots?
Oh, sorry, bots like in practice game bots.
Okay, robots.
Yep. And then yeah, it's just a lot of little bug fixes where like Storm Spirit, his level 25 talent now works properly and stuff like that. So if you're interested in a specific hero, just go to the page. Honestly, I'm not gonna read through all these because it's not gonna be useful.
I was gonna say one change I really liked was the strategy phase item pooling thing.
Yeah,
I really liked that. So you're not having to like chase around people going, no, I'm trying to give you tangos, or here, I bought a ward for you. Like I'm trying to run after you and you're just not listening to me. Please come back so I can give you this ward. You can just give it to them. You have to like chase them out.
Yeah, and also OBS wards and Sentry wards don't auto stack. You have to stack them, which means you can separate wards like between teammates.
Yeah, that's
so like yesterday I was in a game and I bought one OBS and then somebody else bought another and then they both transferred ownership to him. And then when I used the courier, it didn't give me my wards because they were technically under the ownership of somebody else.
Sam, you just didn't read any of this shit and you just wanted to pass over it. This is fucking unreal, dude. Have you looked at anything here? It's
no.
You're so fucking worthless. I swear to God, dude.
I've read through all of them. I've read
and you thought that there was
words.
Nothing else that was really worth talking about here.
My reading's the best.
Here's the thing. You can no longer sell items when someone abandons.
No, that's not true.
Let me see. It was like one of these millions of things.
You're reading the opposite of that. They fixed bugs where you couldn't sell items while abandoned.
That's okay. There are other ones. Wards no longer combine. That's
what I just said.
Okay. There was an important one. Where the fuck was it?
I'm sure I said that one also.
No. Oh, the courier like delivers items back to like if you die while the courier was trying to give you items, or your items are on the courier when you die, it'll instantly or automatically teleport or put them in your stash. Whereas every time someone fucking died before, I always had to like manually micro the courier to put their items back in their inventory. Or otherwise, this invoker respawns, TPs to lane, and then calls courier. I'm so glad that exists.
I guess so. There was a button for that. Like just to
yes, and the issue was that people weren't pressing it.
Yeah, people weren't pressing it. Oh, that's good.
So I like that lifetime in recent game stats are no longer shown to non-friends. So that was something that you were saying earlier. You know, people would call you out.
Oh, that's cool.
People would call you out for shit.
These carries, they have 300 GPM. I can't let you play Terrorblade. Yeah,
because it was showing for me when I was looking at like I was just clicking someone in someone else's party. Let me see and. Yeah, if I just mouse over it, it lets me know. Okay, it doesn't show me their numbers, but it shows me their like pentagon.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't. I feel like people are not going to be as like pedantic with the Pentagon. I think people are just going to like hopefully stop that. I mean, they'll just flame for different reasons, but at least they won't be like, oh man, use 300 GPM. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you guys particularly pulled from this before we get into like the actual hero and item changes?
If you die, courier puts your and the courier's coming out to you, the items go into your stash instead of just staying on the courier, which I thought was really cool. Because that's really
it's basically just like simple, like sensible changes that are gonna make everybody's lives a little easier.
Great.
All right, cool. So let's move on to items. So actually, no, sorry, general balance changes. Wards now require a constant 2 hits to kill, which is basically just normalizing supports because you used to have 200 HP. So if you're playing CM, God forbid, you would take like 5 hits to kill a ward. But if you were playing Treant Protector, you'd take 3. And so now it's just going to be 2 for everybody. And you can't miss them uphill. So that is a real big deal. I can't tell you how many times I've died because I'm playing like a level 1 Rubik and I'm trying to deward something and it just takes too long to like kill it. So that's super handy. I don't know, it also kind of sucks in the late game because in the late game everybody's one-shotting wars all the time. So it's interesting, but mostly I love that quality of life change. Kind of taking the stats out of supporting, really.
Cool.
Tier 1 Tower Aura, it has 1 additional armor, which means diving is a little harder. Bounty runes now give less XP, but they give double the gold. Gold growth it used to be 2 a minute, now it's 4 a minute. So that's handy. And it still gives you XP, it just does not give that base 25.
Did you skip over all the gameplay fixes?
Well, that's what we were talking about. That's just like a lot of little fixes.
You're doing the patches. Well, I mean, some of these are like a big deal. Like they're essentially buffs. Like Lincoln Sphere has another 0.5 regen. Walking into shop makes anything that was like in the backpack cooldown instantly fine. Like that was such a fucking issue where I'd like be moving items around and then I'd walk into a shop and I'm like, why doesn't this clear this? This should fix this. That's a big deal.
Okay.
Let's see what else.
I was wondering if you were having like a
Everything just works as intended, though. Like, if you were not told that Lincoln Sphere was not giving you the proper regen, you wouldn't notice that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't notice it. You would just think, oh, Lincoln Sphere doesn't give me as much regen as rather you would just think that Lincoln Sphere is a bit worse than it is now, which is a change.
Okay.
Like, if someone told me my Finger of Death did 800 damage, and then I just used it often, and it only did 400, I'd be like, wow, this thing fucking sucks. But then if I figured out, oh wait, it actually wasn't doing 800 damage, now it does, then I would try it again, because oh, now it's working right. If you didn't know it was working right, it would feel shitty. I mean, another second on the Soul Catcher cooldown thing, like that's a thing. That's good.
Yes. Like, I mean, this is just like, these are working as intended. We could read
Homing missile takes one less attack to kill. That's a big deal, dude.
Yeah, but that's working as intended. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
you should have expected things that you expect to be true are now true.
When I'm fighting a homing missile, the thing that I'm not thinking about is what it says on the tooltip. What I'm thinking about is how likely I am to take it based upon other experiences with homing missile I've had. Like, I'm not thinking this will take 7 hits to take. I'm thinking this will take about this long for me to take it out. Like, I'm not referencing the tooltip when I'm playing Dota 2. I'm just feeling it out.
But like, you should know these things from the tooltips. At least that's how I know.
There's a lot of should going on here, and not a lot of what actually how anything works.
Well, it's just you're making assumptions about how people think about Dota, and I'm making assumptions about
how many shots does a homing missile take to kill at level 3?
It takes like 5.
Like 5.
Like 5, yeah.
Gyrocopter. Let's see our boy. Gyro. Let's see. It is hits to destroy. It is 4 at level 2. It is 3.
So like 5.
That's 25% wrong.
You said level 3, dude. I think
yes, and
level
that's
3
4.
homing rocket, not level 3 gyrocopter. Why would you say level 3 gyrocopter?
No, I said homing rocket. Yes, at level 3, it's 4.
Yeah, so I said like 5, which is like, give or take 5.
It's 25% wrong. Like saying Finger of Death does 400 damage.
That's not 25% wrong, dude. Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
it is.
Okay, guys, let's read over every single bug fix.
Okay,
so that
that's
we
a
can
big
make sure.
okay. If it was a change to gyrocopter that said homing missile now takes one less like attack to hit, that would be a big deal.
Okay, all right.
Like it's not just like these aren't inconsequential changes just because like they said that they worked a different way. That's like even bigger because like otherwise you wouldn't know that changed. Because the tooltip would be the exact same. You'd be like, wow, why does the skill work different despite the fact the tooltip is the exact same?
All right, guys. In case you guys didn't know, Fixed Gust now gives neutral creeps permanent phase movement. What do you guys think about that exciting little bug fix?
Well, that one's not.
That's pretty game changing. Let's talk about it for 5 minutes.
I literally showed you a game changing one, and now you're just picking out shitty ones.
I don't even think that's game changing, dude. That's like such a tiny incremental difference. It's not changing how I think about gyrocopter rocket.
I have a
Vita,
question.
please talk.
I have a question about the shop one. Okay, the backpack thing. If you like, let's say you had if you walked into shop, used an item, put it in your backpack, and then brought it back out again, does that mean, would that clear it? Like, would that clear the cooldown of it? Or am I getting confused as to what it's actually saying here?
I think as soon as you walk into the shop, anything in your inventory, not your backpack, anything in your inventory that was cooling down because of moving it around is just instantly refreshed. It's as though you did your item move around while you were at a shop. Basically.
Okay.
So in any like disable, they're all enabled. All of your items get enabled when you just walk out of shop.
So like if you were having a team fight near your shop, does that mean you could just pop back into your shop and all the cooldowns would be removed? Then you could pop back out and use your item again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Theoretically, yeah, you could just like have a backpack necro and be like, right, someday we're gonna fight next to a secret shop or a side shop. That's legit.
Okay.
Cool. All right. I don't think there's anything else important here.
Yeah, I've been reading through all of them, and it's a lot of just like stuff you'd never notice.
Oh, the Lincoln Sphere no longer goes on cooldown if homing missile hits you while you're cyclone. That actually matters.
Fix null field toggle interrupting channeling, so now you can black hole and then toggle null field. During the black hole if you've stolen black hole.
Or you start TPing and you're like, oh shit, my thing is on offensive instead of defensive. I want to make sure I get this TP off.
Yep.
That's cool. Okay, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Fixed a dream coil refresher orb regression. No idea what the fuck that means.
Yeah. Alright. Okay, so let's get to general changes. So, Bounty Runes talked about. Roshan has status resistance. 25% status resistance. That makes taking Rosh a little slower, I guess, if you're using a lot of debuffs on him.
Or you're a Shadow Shaman.
Yep. All pick drafting time per hero selection is reduced by 5 seconds. So now you only have 25 seconds to pick a hero.
Cool.
Interesting. All right, Aeon Disc. You now have a 70% threshold instead of 80%, so that is a nice buff to the item. I don't know how many. Have you guys bought the item very much?
No.
I've never bought it.
Okay, I got it in a couple games, and this is actually like the difference between 80% health and 70% health is actually like a really big deal because I feel like I get brought down to 80 by anything that like just like if I'm playing AA, who's one of the better Aeon Disc heroes. I can get to 80% health just by taking like one Crypt Swarm like in passing from a Death
or like
Prophet
a Tinker Rocket or something.
Exactly. Whereas 70%, that's a much more like I'm being engaged upon status.
Yeah.
So that's real handy. I played against I played a Faceless Void game where the enemy's mid sniper bought an Aeon Disc and it was a really good Void counter. That's the only that's one of the few times that I've seen Aeon Disc be really big. So that's a pro tip. Is Aeon Disc against Faceless Void is super legit. Battle Fury nerfs, not that big of a nerf though. Creep bonus damage reduced by 10%, so you get 50% bonus damage on creeps. And creep bonus no longer works with illusions, which is the TB nerf, I guess, and the PL nerf.
Whatever.
But in the grand scheme of things, like Battle Fury is still a god tier item, all things considered.
Yeah, this doesn't change any of my thoughts about when I'm going to build Battle Fury.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. BKB change. They used to have a scaling cooldown from 80 to 55. Now it's just 70-second cooldown at all levels, or at all times. So this is, if I'm thinking about this properly, it's like a minor buff to a like BKB timing push where it's like, I just got my BKB, let's go rax them, and then it's a nerf to BKB overall. What do you think?
Big, dude.
Yeah, it definitely feels nice. Like 15 seconds is a make it or break it situation on a lot of heroes, or in a lot of situations, I should say.
Like late game, it's very often that you'll just like something will happen, and because everyone has so much shit, you just have to BKB and TP. And then as soon as you do that, that's like over a minute where you can't do anything. Whereas before it was like, it takes roughly about 40 seconds to get from, one part of the map to the other pushing, because it takes creeps 30 seconds to like, it takes them about 40 seconds from the mid lane to the other side's mid lane. So it's feasible that it would, take somewhere between 40 and 50 seconds to actually go and set up a push. And your Black King Bar would pretty much always be up by that time. But now, like, honestly, a side lane can spawn and get to the enemy base before your BKB is going to be up. That's like crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think that's going to like introduce any big counterplay potential? Or is it just like going to be an inconvenience? And, like, occasionally you're going to lose a team fight because of it.
I mean, you could maybe like, if that would, I don't know, like maybe you will lose like 1% more BKB games because of that. Honestly, that would not surprise me.
All right, minor blink dagger nerf, cooldown increased by 2 seconds. That sucks. I hate that a lot. That's kind of BS.
Yeah.
I don't feel like blink dagger needed a nerf at all, but here we are. Enchanted Mango, 25 additional mana restore. Who cares? Fairy Fire, 10 additional HP restore. Do you think people are going to go back to buying Fairy Fires for mid matchups?
I would. 85 is big.
85 is big.
I mean, no, you still want your fucking wand.
Yeah, that's why, like, if it was 100, I probably still wouldn't buy a Fairy Fire.
I don't know. I'll think about it.
If they made Fairy Fires 50 gold, then I would buy one.
Yeah, that's fair.
But they're not 50 gold, so I'm not gonna buy any ever. Force staff.
You have any Fairy Fire related opinions? Do you have any Fairy Fire related opinions?
I don't really play mid, and I don't really buy Fairy Fire when I do, so not really.
I sometimes try to think of a way to like use it on a support just to zone better, but like get a branch or a clarity. What are you doing?
Yeah, clarities are god. Clarities didn't get nerfed. That was another big surprise of mine.
Yeah.
In terms of like omissions,
really?
clarities are ridiculous. Yeah, they didn't change how regen works, and they didn't nerf clarities.
What,
so
you thought they were going to though? Like you thought?
Absolutely.
Oh, really? How come?
They're just way too good. Like, you have no reason to buy mana boots on a lot of heroes unless your team needs it. Like, if your team needs it, of course, mana boots are good. Or, like, if you're going to disassemble them later for, like, an Aether Lens on a hero like, I don't know, like Shadow Shaman. But you can just have clarities, and it's super efficient. So that kind of... It's just kind of silly.
Mana regen just isn't an issue for a lot of heroes now because of clarities. Like Queen of Pain just has a clarity going pretty much 100% of the time, and she farms like crazy because of it, and doesn't need to buy mana regen item. It's pretty good.
I need to buy more clarities then.
They're the best.
That's like one of the small things that will change your gameplay entirely. Like if you just every time you're ferrying out items, ferry out one clarity, and you will suddenly find yourself with way more money. Because you're just using more spells and you have a lot more freedom mana-wise.
When I was a support, I get, like a couple, because I give them to my teammates too, if I don't have Arcanes. I mean, I go Arcanes on most of the supports I play, because my team sucks and they all need mana. But
yeah,
anyway.
it's bomb. Force Staff and Hurricane Pike, it now takes 0.1 second longer for the distance to be traveled, so a minor nerf. And then Hurricane Pike has the same cooldown as Force Staff now, whereas it used to have 5 seconds less cooldown than Force Staff.
That nerf I'm okay with, but the Force Staff nerf, like, I'm so tired of this shit. Like, Blink and Force Staff, yes, they're gotten every game because they're fun and good. Don't stop doing that. That's great.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like this is not going to change my frequency at buying Force Staff. It's just going to, like, every once in a while make it feel a little worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it gives more... No, I'm not going to think too hard about it, honestly. Okay. Meteor Hammer cooldown reduced by 12 seconds, which is a huge amount of time.
Yeah.
People finally started buying this item in like the last month, and it like started as the meme hammer, but it's actually kind of legit on certain heroes. Like some Tusks were buying it, Phoenixes buy it. You can get it. Naga, other heroes that have setup and have time to just like
a couple Underlords
channel. Yeah. So
yeah,
like,
it's decent. I mean, the biggest thing is that you can use it once every wave now, as opposed to there being like a 10-second gap. So for pushing, it's way better. Cool.
Soul Ring is 15 gold more expensive. Whatever. Spirit Vessel is 150 gold more expensive, but did not get nerfed, which is surprising because it's still really, really good, and it still has an amazing build-up. So now we are to hero changes. Alchemist got some buffs. Let's see, Chemical Rage's BAT is improved by
Thank God
0.1.
we all understand base attack time now.
Thank God. It's better at level 1 and 2, and then it equalizes at level 3. Level 10 talents. Basically, they just buffed all his talent options for support Alchemist. And they didn't really change core Alchemist other than the BAT change for level 1 and 2 Chemical Rage. This hero sucks at the moment. Do you think this changes anything about that?
No. I don't know if he really sucks. He's just like... Every time I see him, I'm like still fucking terrified that it's just going to be an out game, and it very often is. Yeah, dude.
I feel like I have not seen this hero win in months.
No, there's been a lot of games where just like the fact that there is a hero that can't be killed and does damage, just like the game ends because of it. I don't know, like Alchemist can still do Alchemist things. It's just way harder than before.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, my experience with Alk is that nowadays everybody farms so fast that his lead is mitigated a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, maybe now that Battle Fear is everywhere, but it was like near the beginning of the patch. I think there were like 2 Alchemist games that I lost, and I was like, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah, the other big thing is that he was one of the heroes that took a huge hit when Poor Man's Shield got removed from the pool, because now mid lane Alchemist is way more easy to bully. Because he has like 1 armor at level 1 and then has a regular stout shield and you just punch him to death.
Yeah, it may have just been people not playing the right heroes. And I mean, I'm sure, and there were also good out games, but I'm just saying, like, I don't want this guy. I don't like him.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't like Alk either.
Even, like I said, I think he sucks right now, but even then, I want him to stay bad. Like, I really don't want to see this. And I don't want to see support Alks in my games, like, doing weird crap.
I like support Alk. That's fun as shit.
It's interesting, but I feel like it's one of those things where people in pubs want to play it just so that they can play core Alk as a 5 or a 4, and then they end up just, like, wasting my time and just, like, losing me games. So, we'll see. Let's see. Ember Spirit, Sleight of Fist, hero damage increased by 5... Let's see, increased by 20%, 25% at all levels.
Yeah.
Okay. Not really a buff that you're going to notice a difference, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, most of the damage comes from your right-clicky stuff, not the damage that's on it, so whatever.
Yeah. Enchantress offlane is a little worse. Base damage reduced by 3.
Everything.
Well, Enchantress everything, but yeah, Enchantress everything is worse. 3 base damage, that really sucks. She's still pretty good, though.
Was she being played particularly a lot? Like, I hardly ever see her in any of my games.
I wouldn't say she played a lot, but she's definitely not uncommon.
In CIS, they were playing a shit ton of Enchantress. They love that fucking hero, and she's so obnoxious. She's so fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, the really annoying thing that she can do is that since she does not get hit because she has like 335 base move speed. People were getting Blightstone, Orb of Venom, and like 2 clarities on her. I think Blightstone, Orb of Venom, and 1 clarity. I think that's all you can afford. And then your other support buys all the items, or if you're playing this as an offlane, and then nobody can trade with you because you deal like decent base damage. You also have the 15 additional damage from Orb of Venom, and then you have a Blightstone. And they can't trade with you because A, you end up having untouchable, but B, you just have like a billion movement speeds. You just run away, and she has a good attack animation. So that's a little worse, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah, I tried to pull a wave against an Enchantress who did that, and she just fucking killed me.
Yeah. Let's see. Jakiro reduces attack animation backswing from 0.5 to 0.3. So that means that you can chain your abilities a bit better when you start with liquid fire. And also,
no, I mean, all it means is if you don't know how to animation, or if you aren't doing a command after your attack comes out, then this is easier for you.
Yeah. I mean,
the backswing
if you're stationary.
Yeah.
If you're stationary, you're going to get your next thing off a tiny bit faster if you do not cancel the animation, which a lot of people don't.
Yeah, so if you don't know, so if you're a fucking bad Jakiro, this is a buff to you.
Yes, it's a buff to me then.
Yeah,
you're great. You animation cancel all the time.
A lot of people don't think about animation canceling on Jakiro because you like the most common Jakiro thing is you stand stationary and you cast 4 abilities and then you die. And a lot of people are going to benefit from the fact that now you have less attack animation backswing, because not only does your attack animation, of course, factor into your attack animation, but his attack animation affects liquid fire. So you're going to be able to like toss out a thing a little bit faster if you don't cancel that animation.
Okay. That's
Juggernaut
cool.
Nerf. I know he's actually, according to the new profile thing, he's my most successful hero. This is the Proud and Ursi nerf. Blade dance damage reduced from 200 to 180%.
Dude, that sucks.
It does suck. I don't like it.
It's a huge nerf.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
It's 10% less damage. Just 10% less of the 30. Oh no, 20% less of the 35. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a 3.5% nerf or something like that.
Yeah,
to his overall output.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah,
it feels like a little unwarranted nerf. I'll be honest.
I like the Juggernaut. Why does he have to not be good?
Yeah, they didn't nerf Sage and Yasha either. God, all right,
because it's bad.
No, dude, you're silly. Leshrac, I mean, I don't think Leshrac's so good. Sage and Yasha is so good. Leshrac, Split Earth mana cost reduced. So now it's 20
now
cheaper
he's
at
playable.
all levels. Yeah, Leshrac has a lot of problems. I don't think this was the problem.
It helps, but whatever.
It does help, yeah, and it's good for support Leshrac. You can just kind of toss these out now compared to before, where it's like a fourth of my mana pool is gone because I missed one ability. I feel like this is kind of the natural path for any ability that's easy to miss. Also, like no ability that has like a 19-second wind up and hits a small AOE should cost 100 mana. So I'm glad that it costs 80 now. The buff that everybody was asking for, specifically me on a previous podcast, in this exact words, Lena now has 3 additional intelligence. I don't know where that voice clip is of me asking for that, but I know it exists somewhere. I believe it was 2 Theorycraft Thursdays ago. And I just would like to thank Ice Frog for listening to our show. We appreciate your listenership and your lovely game. So Lena has 3 more base int, and also base damage random variant has been reduced. It used to be 18 variants, now it is 12 variants.
Jesus.
So yeah, that was a lot. I didn't even realize it was 18 variants. 12 is still a good amount.
Does it say anywhere what the variance is?
Yeah, if you go into...
Okay.
If you just mouse over the hero's damage, it tells you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of those places where like you don't really look. Honestly, so yeah, if you're like I'm on Leshrac right now, and if I go over it, like his variance is 41 to 45 at base.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's one of those things where that's why, like, if you're last hitting under a tower, the tower has damage variance and you have damage variance, which is going to sometimes mean that you are going to miss a last hit here and there. So yeah, Lena's now has 6 less damage variance, which is a really big deal in lane. That's going to equate to, 1 or 2 more CS. And same thing with the extra 3 base damage. That brings her up to 52 base, which is higher than a lot of heroes. And which means she's going to have 59 base damage with a null, assuming you have a null, and you can get like a couple branches or what have you. So this is a great change, honestly. I don't think this is exactly what Lena needed to become like an amazing hero, but this is a really big quality of life buff, and I don't think it's gonna equate to like me suddenly winning all my Lena games that I was losing, but I'm certainly not gonna complain. So I like it. I'm happy with it. And also like none of the items she bought got nerfed or buffed really, so I don't know. It's not the end of the world. Not a huge difference for Lina players, but it is nice. Lion changes, the hero that everybody loves to hate, and by everybody I mean just Proud. Lion mana drain now slows the target by 14%, scaling up to 20%. So this hero now has 3 disables effectively.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like it.
It gives you, the thing that I like about it is that it makes mana drain actually do something in fights, because in a lot of fights in the mid and late game, you would like get your impale off, your hex off, and then nuke somebody, and then you just kind of literally do nothing. Like maybe you throw a glimmer cape on somebody or force staff. Yeah, you just stand around. I think he has like a damage talent, so maybe you choose his he has a 75 damage talent, so maybe you like hit somebody twice, but you don't choose that anyway, so whatever. It was just kind of like weird. And so now
there wasn't anything else to do because you would die after doing those 2 actions.
Yes, Proud. So you now have a 3rd disable. So it's nice for I mean, A, it's going to equate to more mana drained in early game situations, but then B, the other thing is like in late game situations where you're chasing people, you have something to actually do in between Earth Spike and Hex cooldowns. So it's handy. It's nice.
What I'm really excited for in the last game where I had a lion in my game is that now lions are more likely to stop auto attacking to get kills and just mana drain as people walk away from them. Yeah, that's super good.
Yeah, I like it.
That was sarcasm. It's super bad because it's a worthless slow until you have it maxed. There was a gank where this lion just like mana drained a tinker that was like 3 hits off death and they lived. It's like, what are you doing? I'm getting the slow.
I mean, but that's just poor situational awareness. That's not like a lion problem. That's just like that guy's bad problem.
Sounds like a lion problem to me.
Well, that lion player is bad.
If they're picking lion, they're probably not great.
Lion's a fine hero, dude. You're just like
so bad, dude. We had a game with a tinker in it, and this lion, like, he literally didn't buy a blink because he did buy a blink, but he never really got to use it because every time he blinked in, he just died to March in 1 rocket immediately. It was so fucking bad.
A lot of heroes are gonna die to March if they're a 5 position, though.
I don't think that's the case.
Like a sad game.
It was a very sad game, and Lion was not having any fun.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna just start picking. We're gonna play Lion for next week's Theorycraft Thursday, and we're gonna finally win a game. And
yeah,
it's gonna be all thanks to mana drain slowing the target.
And I'm gonna be like, Jesus Christ, what a useless hero.
Dude, Lion's fine. You hate heroes for like legitimate reasons sometimes, and then sometimes you're just like, I've lost 5 games in a row with Lion.
A hero dying is a pretty legitimate reason.
But he's a 5, dude. You just gotta play around the fact that he dies.
Don't most 5s die?
AA dies. You play around
what
it.
The fuck? Yeah, AA plays from way far behind and doesn't die, so he gets his ulti off. What are you on about?
So does Lion. You get a cast range talent and Aether Lens.
Yeah, but you have to... How do you get an Aether Lens?
You get an Aether Lens. You build one with a Void Stone. How
are you going to buy it if you're always dead?
God, this is such like... Oh, God. All right.
Circular logic is what you're looking for there.
Yeah. Lycan. Shapeshift cooldown increased by 10 seconds at level 1.
Unplayable hero.
It's a big nerf in the later
I'm not kidding.
Stages.
This is actually like, I don't want to play Lycan anymore. This is a huge deal.
Yeah, and 1 less base armor, so his laning efficiency is
his armor is so bad. His armor is already so fucking bad. Now it's just like nothing.
This is the Ice Frog meme, dude. Wolves need no armor, and he's just like, yeah, you're right. Base armor reduced by 1, bam.
Yeah, dude, like you get a 5 armor talent at level 10, and then you just don't get any armor until you have a fucking Assault Cuirass. Like,
yeah.
What does this hero do? You just die. And like the only reason that he was playable late game was like, okay, you have a 60-minute 60-second cooldown on your thing, so you can like use your wolf form every fight, and it's okay. But like 80-second cooldown, like it's not Ravage, it's just being fast. Fuck. Huge nerf.
Yeah, it's big, really. Let's see, Medusa changes. A Medusa Mystic Snake cast range is 100 less, is 700 cast range now. And then she had some talent changes. She has now a 15% evasion talent at 10 instead of 12. Level 15, she has 20% Mystic Snake Mana Steal instead of 15. And then at 20, she has 700 mana instead of 800 mana, which equates to whatever amount of EHP that I forget. So buffs to her talents overall, other than the 20 talent.
What?
But
no, this is a huge nerf. Like they nerf the talents you don't get, or rather, they buff the talents you don't get and nerfed the one that made her viable.
Okay.
Like
that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it now. Yeah, normally you choose attack speed and damage.
Yeah,
for
you're never
going to
get the evasion talent. That's just not a thing you're gonna do.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Do you think? No, I mean, there's still like
if you got the Mystic Snake Mana Steal. If you did, it would be under the logic that like, okay, if I gain more than 700 with a couple mana steals, then it's like better than the other thing. But like one of the cool things about Medusa is that she's not going to die in a stun lock combo, and then she comes out, fucking stone gazes and kills everyone, and she survives through that because she has a bunch of health, so that she can survive when she can't do anything. Casting Mystic Snake is doing something. It's not going to help you where you can get in stun locked. It's not going to help what Medusa actually does. So you're probably still not going to get that.
That's a good point. All right. Also, she's gonna be a bit worse in lane. Like 100 cast range on Mystic Snake
way more
really
gankable.
makes a big difference.
Yeah. There's a lot of times on like when you're having a bad lane on Dusa, you can still just like sit really far back and throw snakes and try to get your mana back. But like you can't do that with 700 with 100 less range. That like honestly hurts a lot.
Yep. All right. Morph cast range increased by 400. It's now 1,000 cast range, which is like
awesome.
That's a humongous cast range. Especially like that's gonna allow you to make more like chasing plays against like let's say Pangolier is escaping from you. Before he would swashbuckle and then you can't morph into him and swashbuckle to follow. But now if he swashbuckles, you can then morph into him, swashbuckle, and then follow. So that's gonna help against those short range escape heroes.
Yeah. Just
other than that,
think of how many times on Rubik like you get to steal a spell by like the exact edge of it, and then realize that you would just never fucking get that off if you were morphling, and now you can't. Like now it actually is spell steal as opposed to before where it was like spell, hug, and take it maybe.
Yeah. Morph mana cost reduced. It was 75, 100 to 125. Now it's just 50. So basically, it's just buff on all of morph.
Yeah,
and morph replicate cast point removed.
Also,
and now it's just Rubik ult.
Well, what
does that mean? Morph replicate cast point removed.
I was gonna ask. I'm not sure what that means.
I think that's like one of the two abilities. Like when you turn into something and then you turn out. Let me check the names real quick. When you turn back or when you turn into. I think it's when you turn into. No, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Regardless, it's like one of those small little quality of life changes. Nature's Prophet, Wrath of Nature cooldown reduced by 20 at level 1, 10 at level 2, and 0 at level 3. So it's a bit better at those first two levels, especially level 1. That's a really big difference actually. Like 70 seconds compared to 90. That you're going to be getting, a few extra kills here and there. It's a lot more map pressure. It's a lot more farming for the Nature's Prophet. Give you like, 25 extra GPM or something maybe, if that.
It is indeed when you turn back to Morphling.
Okay, cool. So that's handy.
Yeah, it's easier to just do that and then waveform, I guess.
Yeah. Omni Knight changes. Degen Aura reduced, like the range reduced by 25. Now 275 range around Omni Knight.
It's a big deal.
Yep, that's like you said, it's a big deal. Especially like Omnis are gonna less frequently be able to chase you, hit you, and then keep chasing you. Now you're gonna get away
for sure.
In that time between like his animations. Purification cast range reduced by 50 also. That's a nice nerf to Omni Knight.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean, Purification is such a small cast range now.
Yeah, and he does not have a cast range talent. He does build Aether Lens pretty commonly, but he does not have a cast range talent.
I thought he did.
No, he doesn't. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I think he used to.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like before they did all these changes.
So yeah, you're going to be more in the thick of things if you're playing Omni.
Yeah.
Oracle, Fortune's End mana cost rescaled. That is his Q. So now he is a much more effective purge hero from level 1. Used to be 110 mana, which is a ton, and now it's 75 mana, which is not a lot at all. So now you can counter Darkseer very effectively by picking Oracle and buying like 2 Clarities. Or other heroes that you're worried about purging against. That is really handy in laning phase. Or, I mean, Darkseer specifically is the one that comes to mind that's like really screwed by this. Is there any other big hero you could think of that like is really weak to purges early?
Lone Druid at every stage of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, not early, but yeah. Yeah, there's like Darkseer, which you probably said.
Pugna.
But yeah, Pugna, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, because most of these heroes, like, you're countering them anyway because you have mana boots by, like, 10 minutes. But it is for, like, those first few waves, this is the difference between...
Oh, Legion Commander, for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, definitely that. Is there anything else, though?
I mean, you can also purge enemy debuffs. So, like, if the enemy has Brewmaster and he's constantly...
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Brew sounds great.
Yeah, so you can purge enemy debuffs from your cores. That's handy.
Well, if you're fighting Tidehunter... And then, like, you're channeling the thing on him, and he does the little thing.
Yeah.
And your carry's, like, right on top of him. It'll get dispelled.
That's cool. That's true.
Well, I mean, it already was doing that, but, it's easier to do it. I think it's more just, like, you can spam it for more casual, everyday home uses rather than, like, only professional editions.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a nice little quite a live thing. Unfortunately, that came 2 weeks after we did the Theorycraft Thursday with Oracle on it.
Yeah. Well,
Pangolier
that change wouldn't have changed our teammates.
No, it certainly would not. Pangolier nerf, thank Christ. Pangolier Rolling Thunder cooldown increased from, it used to be 50, 45, 40, now it is 70, 65, 60. So it has 20 extra seconds of cooldown at all levels, which is humongous. It's effectively a 50% cooldown increase. That's huge, and I'm thankful for it. I still think Pangolier is a really good hero, even after this nerf. I just think he's not a ridiculous hero after this nerf. I also believe I called this nerf as well. I don't know if I called it publicly on a podcast, but I asked for it somewhere. And yeah, thank for this. I'm very happy.
Yeah, there was a time when I was facing a Pangolier where they got 2 ults off in a fight, and I was like, this is fucking stupid. Like, that's not okay.
I had that exact situation the other day. It was one of those long fights, and we started it in Radiant base, and we ended it near Dire tier 3, and he ulted in Radiant base, and then he ulted again in Dire jungle, and I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's so bad.
Yeah, it was really gross. So yeah, thank God this is over. He also has a the reason why that happens was he has at level 25 he has a minus 16-second Rolling Thunder cooldown talent. So you can get it back to the old one if you get to level 25, of course. So yeah, a nice little Pangolier nerf. Pudge nerf as well, pretty big Pudge nerf, thankfully. Yeah. Rot slow rescaled. It used to be 30% at all levels. Now it is 20, 24, 28, 32. So it is basically the same at max level, but it's way worse at levels 1 and 2, which means that his super early, like his level 1 fight is going to be way worse. He's not going to be able to just rot you down and kill you. This also makes a big difference because if he had a Windlace, he was able to rot and get auto attacks off at once, but without a Windlace, he was not able to do that. Now, no matter what items you have, unless like certain specific situations, you will not be able to rot and hit somebody at level 1. Unless like they're a Shadow Shaman and you have boots, I guess. That's probably the only like hero I think you could get away with rot and auto attacks on.
Yeah.
But that's a really big nerf to Pudge's level 1 and 2.
For sure.
Honestly.
It's huge.
Pugna, level 15 talent is changed. It's doubled. Now it is +2 Nether Ward health, so that's hits to be killed. That's a nice little buff. And life drain damage increased it's increased at max level by 50 and second level by 25. So it's a tiny bit better. But yeah, it's a tiny bit better, basically. Do you think this changes Pugna much?
Yeah, it's increased by 50 at level 3 also. Yeah, I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean it's nice, but
like that, I hate that skill.
Yeah,
it hurts all the time. I only get away with like briefly, or by the fucking skin of my teeth.
Yep,
that's good. I mean the Nether Ward thing doesn't matter, but the life drain thing totally does.
Yeah, absolutely. Shadow Fiend took a big nerf. Necromastery, or as they spell it, Necromastery. Max souls reduced by, let's see, it used to be 18, 24, 30, 36. Now you have 12 souls at max, 20 souls at, or excuse me, now you have 12, 20, 28, 36 souls. So it's the same at max level, but especially for those first 2 waves, or for those first few waves, I should say, you are eating a big nerf. This also means that you're going to have a lot of wasted creep kills in terms of soul growth, because you get raised at levels 2 and 3, and you're probably gonna have 12 souls by like the third wave or so, which means that you're gonna have like 1 or 2 waves of just like not getting any souls.
Yeah, it's going to be a decision now.
Damage nerf.
Like on level 3, or do you want to get more souls, or do you want to get the raisies?
Yeah,
probably
so
to get the raisies, but then you're out fucking 12 damage for a long time.
Yeah, I think I might actually choose to not pick raises at 3 sometimes now in this situation.
I mean, the bonus that you get for stacking them is consistent on all levels. The main thing I'm thinking about here is you don't automatically just lose the fucking game if Shadow Fiend like gets a kill early on in the lane.
Yeah,
like you can die. Like there was a time where I was on Dragonite and I died to Shadow Fiends like level 2 when they got raised, and I just like got triple raised and died, and I was like, all right, this lane's fucking lost. Like I had so many denies and so many last hits. And then it all fucking was for nothing because I just died to raises, and then he has 18 souls, and I can't fucking contest anymore. But now it'll be like 12 less damage, so much easier to deal with.
Yeah, that's gonna make a really big difference to his laning phase, especially in terms of if he is making those decisions. If that changes the decision-making process, then that's gonna have even bigger changes. All right, Shadow Shaman also took a bunch of big nerfs. Ether Shock cooldown used to be 8 at all levels. Now it is 14, 12, 10, 8. So it's way worse at level 1. That's the really significant nerf. So his zoning is still really good because he has a lot of base damage, but it's way worse because of your because now you cannot shock with every trade.
Yeah, you're less likely to get a kill with it, or with like a level 1 shaman for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's the difference between using it once in a fight and using it twice in a fight. It's almost a double cooldown. So yeah, that really sucks.
It's a skill you max, but yeah, it definitely sucks.
Yeah, and then the other thing is Shackle's total damage reduced by it's 60 at level 1 now, and then it's a small nerf at all the other levels, but basically the only important thing is that at level 1 Shackles are doing half damage they used to. It used to do 120 damage for a full length Shackle, now it does 60 damage for a full length Shackle.
I didn't know it did that much damage. That's a lot, honestly.
Oh yeah, it's
I mean,
huge.
It was a lot. Now it's fucking nothing.
And now it's a less than 1 right click. So now it is used to be a pseudo. It used to be like a nuke and a CC. Now it is just a CC basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really rough. It still does a ton of damage if you have it maxed, or at least at a higher level. But yeah, that really changes this hero's early lane dominance. In the
I think it's Sorry, carry on.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's a fair change, just because it's so horrible trying to lane against a shaman.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. I'm thrilled with these changes, honestly.
Yeah.
And he's super slow still. Following him in the slow trend is Tinker. Base movement speed dropped by 15 points. He used to have 305 movement speed. Now he has 290 movement speed. That is a humongous nerf. That is like,
well,
I mean, this hero,
it's decent.
This hero now, like, you can chase down with basically anybody. Whereas before, he was faster than a good amount of heroes.
Yeah, I mean, like, it definitely makes his laning phase worse, and he's more gankable in the laning phase. But post-laning phase, he's blinking anyways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, cumulatively, this is not, like, a big deal. But in a laning phase, like, this is going to make a difference, especially if you're, like, trading harass, stuff like that.
Yeah, I would highly recommend just repeatedly ganking Tinker now. That's totally the play. Just fucking gank him.
Yeah. Let's see. Tiny toss cooldown increased by 3 seconds. It now has 11-second cooldown. That's a lot.
This is dumb. That's a fucking lot, dude.
I was not surprised to see Tiny take a small nerf, but this was not the nerf that I ever would have expected.
Yeah, toss is fun. What the fuck?
Yeah, I stole it on Rubik the other day, and I was like, I cannot believe this spell has an 8-second cooldown.
Yeah, now it's awesome.
Yeah, it felt ridiculous, honestly. So
it is. It totally is.
I understand.
It's like chasing people down, and I'm just like repeatedly tossing fucking living beings at them. Like, it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, excuse me. All right. Tusk. Oh, boy, we're already at the end. Tusk. Snowball can no longer be cast while rooted, so that's just like a minor Tusk nerf. Or I mean, it's a sizable Tusk nerf depending on the game.
Yeah.
And then Wind Ranger took a bit of a buff.
Literally nothing matters.
Wind Run mana cost reduced by 10, so, you know, whatever.
60 to 50, that's nice, but whatever.
Yeah, level 20 talent changed from +1 shackle shot target to +0.5 seconds shackle shot duration. Who cares?
Never gonna take that.
Level 25 talent used to be 30% mini stun focus fire, or 40% if you were using the Russian client, and it is now 35% mini stun focus fire.
Yeah, not gonna get that one either, because the other option is 30% cooldown reduction.
Yeah, and that means lots of stuns. A lot of people were choosing the shackle shot duration instead of the when run grants invis talent. I will say.
I don't know. At least I won't take the duration thing. Like, that is not good. It's already 3.8
seconds does not matter. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it matters a lot, but just not if your thing is already 3.8 seconds. Yeah. I mean, maybe if it's like I needed that extra 0.5 seconds to kill an anti-mage because I can almost get them in a shackle shot, but not quite, then I would probably get it. But for the most part, I'm not too concerned.
Yeah. All right, so now that we've finished all the changes, let's do your general impressions wrap up. So, B, what's your like final word on like, is there any hero changes that you're particularly excited for or particularly annoyed about? You know, any big differences?
Not really. Like, I have to say, they didn't really touch too many of the heroes that I play. I like the Lion slow. I think that'll be really cool. Not that I play Lion too much, but I might think about playing him more now.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Maybe. I
More
mean,
power
maybe
to you.
not. I don't know.
It's all right. I'm on the next Teach Me Tuesday with you, so it'll be a safe place from some Lion haters.
I was gonna say, yeah, I might play Lion more. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't like anything that encourages people to play Morphling, so I just hate playing against Morphling. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think it seems fine. I think it seems all fair. I kind of like the idea that it's gonna be smaller patches. Just because like some of the big ones were just like you would miss stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I agree with you on I like these smaller patches. A, because this patch note review is like an hour and 15 minutes instead of 3 hours, which makes life a lot easier. But also just because these kind of changes are much more manageable and interesting and fun. Proud, what do you think? What's your overall?
I mean, I like a lot of the changes. The one thing that I'm afraid of for the small change kind of thing is that like things that were nice because they just weren't going to change now are kind of getting looked at as like, oh, we can change this slightly. Like Jug's crit, there was no patch that was going to reduce that from 200 to 180. That just was never going to happen. But now it is like, fuck. It's like hash point nerfs. In general, those aren't really going to be touched. And like, I don't know, like heroes like base mana or whatever, just like weird small things, like weird stack gains, like, you know, Sven's int gain or Bristleback's int gain, probably not going to get touched. But if you're looking at a small patch change, they might be like, you don't get this nice little perk anymore. Like, where's my blade dance damage? That wouldn't have happened in a previous world.
Yeah,
that makes me sad. I'm really just upset about that. That's the one change I don't like. Everything else is pretty good.
All right, cool. So look forward to more of these. I don't know, depending on how like long the patch notes are, we may do these like surprise little Friday episodes every couple weeks, or we may just cover them on Tuesdays because depending on these patch notes, if they're really small patches, we're not gonna like have like an hour to talk about them. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear. But definitely for this one, we were happy to do a little special Friday pickup.
Nice.
So thanks for listening, everybody, and goodbye. I guess we don't have a closing for these.
Get out.
All right.